Hi everybody, and welcome to the Little Knitty podcast. My name is Maribel.
I'm Jen.
And we are coming to you from the yarn shop A Little Knitty.
Yes.
In downtown Auburn.
Yes.
Washington.
And we're changing it up a little bit.
Yep.
We're coming to you early instead of late.
Yeah. It is early Saturday morning, and we are not morning people.
Nope. So this should be fun. What are you drinking? I had to go get caffeine.
I got a white mocha.
Oh, got a dirty chai because I went in there thinking I'm just gonna get an Americano, no flavoring, and then I saw the sign and I was like, that please.
No,
Just sounded good.
I'm one of those people who, like, if I try something once and it's good, I will try that forever. I never change anything up, so it's always been a white mocha.
So if you wanted to treat her, you know what to get her. That's nice. I'll drink anything. I'm like, I panic order all the time. Like, panic order at the coffee shop. You know, if they bring you a menu, I'm like, I just panic order. I don't know what I just ordered. I just order. Yeah. Anyway, so we are going to discuss what we've been knitting on. Have you, I've had good knitting mojo.
So as soon as, like, what was it? Last month was March. I'm not fully awake. At the beginning of March, everything dropped off. I probably only knit like 3 days last month.
Yeah.
I was really busy.
Yeah, you were busy. You had, a lot going on and a birthday.
And a birthday, yeah.
A 5-year-old?
4-year-old.
No. It has not been 5 years since 2020.
Yeah.
It feels like it sometimes. No, a 4-year-old. Yes. So it's birthday season for both of us. 3 out of our 4 children are born in March.
Sophia,
and your whole family, yeah. Sophia's your other one that gets her birthday in November. That's nice spacing. You were very intelligent.
Yeah.
Mine are 12 days apart. Not good spacing at all. So yeah, anyway, we have been busy with,
kids stuff and kids and family and not crafting.
Yeah. Well, I have been, I think, focusing on smaller projects that make me feel like more of a rock star and not like, I did cast on a fingering weight sweater that I think is going to go in timeout because it's a lot of work. And I didn't bring it with me today, but yeah, like a lot of small projects that make me feel awesome. So what are you working on over there? What have you got in those bags?
I have.
Oh.
This is something new.
This is something new.
This is the Tessellated Vest by Andrea Mowry.
Oh, it's so pretty.
And it's with my yak yarn. Do you want to feel it?
Yes.
It's so soft.
I did want to, but I was trying to be patient. It is so pretty. Like, the texture of it is so awesome.
So it doesn't show up really well on camera, but it's like a rich brown.
Yeah.
And so the pattern calls for 3 colors. So one of the colors is an olive color on my yak base. And then I wanted really low contrast. So the second color is still olive, but it's on my classic base.
Oh,
so 75-25.
And that's what this...
That's what, like, the
okay. Okay.
And then the third color is my yak rainbow.
I love it. I really love it. It is gorgeous.
So I actually had this pretty much all the way up to both of the shoulders, yeah. And then I decided to add an inch because this.
So you ripped it back.
And then there was such a harsh jump from my spruce color to my blue color, so then I added a new color.
Oh, okay.
Too. So
I love the way it's. So what color will it continue with? Like, I mean, are you gonna repeat or how?
It's gonna go up to pink. So it's
okay.
rainbow.
Oh, the whole thing. Okay, cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm planning on doing kits for this with like the yak and everything, but I needed to finish doing this first.
Yeah, and figure out how much yarn. And I like it. Good job.
Thanks.
And it's a V-neck? No, it's a crew neck, right? It's like a scoop neck.
I think it's a crew.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've blocked out that part. I'm just working here.
Yeah, because I think it's a scoop neck.
Yeah,
and it has a little collar.
Yeah. That would be pretty. Good work. Well, it'll be done by next time.
It would have been done already had I not ripped it out.
Yeah. But it's good to rip it out because you knew, your gut was telling you,
Yeah.
it's not quite right. And yeah, I should have listened to my gut about
The
3
color.
hours earlier on something I've been working on. I ended up ripping it out, but the whole 3 hours I worked on it, I was like,
Yeah, it'll be fine. It's fine.
I
It's
should
fine.
just stop, and it was not fine. But that's part of the fun of playing with yarn. I love your moody, dark palette. Like,
Yes.
it's just, I love it. Well, let's see. What?
I mean, I can keep talking about my stuff, and then we can move into
Yeah,
your stuff.
let's do. I have no clue. I have many hats. That's all I have. Hats.
So this looks like nothing. This will be.
Let's play guess what this is.
This will be a crocheted pillow.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
with cross stitch over it.
Oh, that is perfect.
Yeah. All I have is my one in here.
That yarn is perfect for that.
It is the softest. This is
I know.
like, what is it, chenille?
Chenille,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's so soft.
But I love, like, chenille to me, I always think of like big, puffy, thick chenille. And I love that this is like a DK weight chenille that just, I love it. I love it.
So I can't remember the pattern, but I'll put the picture up here. It won't be this specific. I'll put it like
Yeah.
in the middle here, right? It won't be that specific pattern, but like the pillow part to it is what I'm using.
Yeah.
And so that pattern uses like the big bulky chenille.
Okay.
So
So you're going
the
more
pillow
dainty.
should be like this big.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want
Yeah.
that big.
Going more dainty. But then you can use the same everything, just smaller yarn, smaller hook, and get a smaller object.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of crochet.
And then this new super cool thing that I dyed up.
Oh, yes.
It looks like a mess.
How many knitting needles do you have, ma'am?
So here's the thing. I decided to be complicated. And this will be the mini mock neck top by Jessie May Designs.
Okay, you did an amazing job picking up your edge. Oh my god.
And it's stretchy there.
Perfect. It is perfect.
Yeah.
It is perfect. Yeah, it's very cute. So you're going to eventually have another one over here and then a back, or you,
So this is the back.
okay.
And then
Oh,
this
okay,
is
that's
the
the back. Oh, that makes actually more sense. That does make sense.
But so the tee doesn't have any sleeves.
Okay.
But it does have a collared neckline.
Okay.
So I'm trying to measure and weigh because I need
To make sure
this.
you have enough for
Yeah.
your neckline.
So that's why
Like,
all of these things are happening.
okay.
Yeah. No, that does not look fun. It's not fun.
It'll be worth it.
Yes.
It'll be worth it.
But this is with my new exclusive mini skein set.
So it's just gonna fade down.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so pretty. Oh,
And then that.
I love that.
This is the most awkward way to hold it. But yeah,
Aw,
from that purple.
so pretty.
So in my size, it's a US or it's a 40-inch bust.
Okay.
But then it's got negative ease.
Okay.
So in theory, I could knit it with one,
One set?
Yes. Because it's cropped too.
That's amazing.
Yes. So again, that is why I need
Well,
to
yeah,
figure
no
it out.
sleeves. I mean, like, sleeves soak up so much yarn. So yeah, no sleeve. That
And
makes
this
sense.
is the edge for it. It's got this like
Aw,
pearl
I like
knit,
that. Oh, I really like that.
so it won't roll up.
Uh-huh. Aw, it's sweet. Okay, that will be done next time too.
This has to be done
like soon.
like next week
Oh.
because it's an exclusive and the listing goes away April 30th.
Oh, yes. Go. You're still in pre-orders? Yes?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
still in pre-orders. So they won't ship out till June.
Okay.
It's a collaboration that I'm doing with Katie Burke of Knit Oil Life. And she just celebrated 100K subscribers.
Oh my
I met her at the Rose City Yarn Crawl. And
100K. That's what we need.
right, and she's
Go
like,
get your friends.
and then tell your friends to get their friends.
Oh yeah, because a lot of friends. No, congratulations, Katie. That really is phenomenal, and yeah, go you. So that's really cool that you're doing a collaboration with her.
There's maybe might bring it back during flock, but like very limited amount of numbers because I'm in flock.
Yes.
But we haven't decided that. So if you really want one,
yeah,
order it
now. So going over the year, so you're doing flock. Are you doing that Port Angeles show again at the end of September?
I applied for it, but I haven't heard anything back.
I mean, that's a while. Any other shows on the horizon?
I'm on the wait list for Fiber Fusion.
That's right.
And
flock is going to be amazing. It's in August. Look it up. You need to go. What else?
I have one last thing.
Yes.
I haven't worked on this in a while. It's cross stitching.
Oh, that makes sense. The bag told me.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So let's see.
Oh my gosh, that is stunning.
I love it.
The cloth is just, oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah. So this is, the pattern is Away We Ride by Blackbird's Design. I don't ever aspire to be a crazy cat lady, but I aspire to be a crazy crow lady. So everything in my house will be crows.
No, that was a thing. But no real crows, right?
Yeah. No real crows. Outside, maybe. But this is where I am.
Oh.
Yeah.
You really, you're getting me to want to cross stitch.
Yeah.
But my daughter and I went on a little spring break getaway, and she got this little cross stitch kit. It's mushrooms because she's obsessed with mushrooms. She actually needle felted a mushroom and cross stitched some mushrooms. And so I was showing her how to do it, and yeah, like I kept going, and she's like, "Mom, like I get a turn," and I'm like, "But this is really fun." Like, yeah, I you know, I used to do so much cross stitching back in the 1900s. And yeah, it like all came flooding back. I'm like, I really do like this. Like, I forget how much I like it. So I need to do more of it, even though it cuts into my knitting time.
I know. It's actually like big in Mexican culture.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I learned, my grandma who taught me how to crochet also taught me how to cross stitch.
Aww.
And you know when you go to a Mexican restaurant and they give you tortillas and it's usually like in a red thing? So we use what's called servietas, which are napkins.
Yes.
Pretty much this.
Yeah. And you wrap.
And you just
And it's cross stitched though.
Yes. Yeah. And then it's crocheted around the borders.
Cute.
If I can find a picture on the internet.
You should.
My aunt sent some from Mexico to me from a wedding gift.
Aww.
And then my husband was like using them as rags. And I was like,
that is so not the purpose.
You're gonna make my eye twitch, man. These are handmade.
I like when I make her eye twitch. It's fun. No, that's crazy. That is not the purpose for that.
I used to do that as a kid with my mom stuff, and I was like, oh, I understand now.
It all comes flooding back. Like, oh, no wonder my mom knocked me upside the head. I love it. Well, you've been busy. I mentioned I've been busy doing hats, and I mean, these didn't all finish recently. This looks like a pill. It looks like a pillow that is pill-shaped. This is the Musselburgh.
Musselburgh?
Yes. That like looks a little crazy when it's out in its full form, but then it folds up to be a hat. This one's a green top with an ivory bottom, and then you can go, and then you can have, and I just did the color changes where I thought it might work, and it worked out for me. And then I have a blue hat with an ivory brim, not bottom. And then you get 2 hats in one.
Yeah.
So, you
reversible.
know, this is my favorite, like on the go. I usually get it set up to, I'm through the increases, and then I just knit while I'm like on vacation or something, because I don't have to pay attention, and then decrease. But yeah, like it looks crazy like this, but it's such a fun pattern. So that's my little fidget spinner of a hat.
I have such a hard time starting that.
Really?
It's very fiddly.
It is very fiddly. I feel like sometimes I'm not a DPN fan, but sometimes DPN helps. But yeah, it is very fiddly. I tried a new cast on, which was like a magic circle. So it's just like the crochet magic circle, but for knitting.
I've tried that before.
And it was interesting. Like, I don't know if I do it again. It was on the blue part. You can see it's got it's got a different increase than like my decrease.
Right. So if you've never knit it before, you start at the very top.
Yep. Start out with just a few stitches, increase out.
Yeah.
Knit a tube.
Isolde Teague just put out a tutorial on her website on how to start it.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. It definitely is fiddly. It is, I mean, that it's the hardest part, right? You know, and it's, as knitters, like as a crocheter, I think starting at the top of a hat doesn't feel abnormal, right? You know, we do that all the time in crochet, but in knitting I think it feels very weird to start at the top of a hat. But I have to say, starting at the top of the hat is nice, because if you run out of yarn, like, it's easier to kind of make it work with like a different color brim or something. Where if you're knitting it this way up and you run out of yarn, putting a little circle at the top
somewhere, right?
Yeah. Or like put a really big pom-pom on it and just cover up like the little, like, whatever different color you have.
Like ponytail,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, I've done that before. Like, I ran out of yarn. I was like, I'm just gonna make this a bun hat. So speaking of another hat, and this is I'm shaming myself. And I just want to say that no matter how long you've been knitting, if you don't pay attention to what the pattern's telling you, you're gonna make a really, really shallow. But look, I mean, it's big enough for me this way, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's an adult hat. So the pattern said do, I don't even remember. I think it's like rows 1 through 18. And then it said do 1 through 18 once more and then decrease. Well, I had done 1 through 18 and put it away, like put it in timeout for quite some time. And then I brought it back out, and then I looked at it and I was like, oh, I'm done with row 18. So that means I get to start decreasing. Did not see the again. I mean, it was so clear in the pattern. Like, the pattern was beautifully written. It was 1000% me. So I start decreasing and I'm like, seems a little squatty, but I just kept going, and then I'm done to the point where I should cut this and weave in my ends. But I was like, I'm gonna save this as a cautionary tale. Yeah, like, if something feels like it's a little squatty, it's because it is, and you should probably go back and read the pattern again. So I'm just gonna rip it back to row 18, knit 1 through 18 again. And then decrease. So the good news is it's yarn, it can be ripped out, I can go at it again, but don't be like Jen.
Yeah, I have been like Jen. I did that, I think, in 2018. I remember it because my oldest was a baby. Aww. She's 18 months old. I knit the JoJo hat by not Jody from one of the grocery girls. Yeah. And I was like, okay, this technically fits my head because of, like,
that's circumference. Yeah. I mean, it does fit my head. It's just a yarmulke. Like, it's
itty bitty. And I was like, you know what? This is gonna be for my baby. And it fit her perfect. And it had this ginormous pom pom. So
it's gonna be hard to find a head that will fit this hat. So I will knit it, and I'll send you the name of the pattern. Honestly, this is such an old project that I don't remember the name of it, but I know it's saved in my Knit Companion. Yeah, like it was 1000% just not reading, like just flying too fast and not reading,
getting too close to the sun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, you know, and putting it in timeout. I think sometimes timeout needs to come with a note. So, like, you know, like, you know, if I'm putting in timeout, I need to write myself a note. Future Jen, don't be an idiot.
This is why I cannibalize stuff.
Yeah.
Start over.
Yeah.
Because I don't ever read my patterns either.
it's not our inability to knit, it's our inability to read.
Again, with the experience of knitting,
yeah.
I make more mistakes now than I did when I started.
I would agree with that. I definitely make more mistakes.
Well, like, I feel like as a beginner, because you don't know how to fix the things,
yeah,
it's more
you're
costly.
more, yes, exactly. And it will take you more time to fix it, right? Like, you know, like, the nice thing is we can bounce back relatively easy because we're more quickly, we can knit more quick. And so we can bounce back very much easier than like ripping out a whole sweater will take us a while.
Right. When you're a beginner, you're like, I messed up, I gotta throw the whole thing away.
Just burn it. When I was cleaning the other day, I found a really, really old project that also got put in timeout. This is with Queensland Perth. It's always good to keep your labels. And this even has a pattern with it. But this is just a linen stitch scarf, but it's one of those that's like lengthwise. So, you can see there. Oh, no, you can't. I love that my needles coordinate with my yarn. That really makes my soul happy. But it's just the linen stitch. It's very repetitive, but it's knit lengthwise, and so it's not in the round, even though it kind of looks like it, but there is an end somewhere. But it's just like right up against it. Yeah. Yeah.
What if you just
there it is.
started knitting in the round?
Yeah, I am afraid of that actually. Like, yeah, it would be so easy to knit in the round. I did do the cheat where you take the inside of the ball and the outside of the ball and tie it together and cast on like that, because it was like, I cannot, oh, here's the pattern. I can't remember how many, 449 stitches, and I didn't want to be wrong. Like, could you imagine?
Chopping off 3 feet of...
Or like getting to stitch 441 and like not having, I would just
not having
like,
enough, yeah.
It's 441. But yeah, so anyway, this is definitely one of those projects that's kind of nice on vacation, you know, camping, whatever, just because you don't really have to pay attention. But it's a long scarf. But I only have to knit it for, you know, that much, and then it'll be done. So so anyway, this was one of those like memory lane, like, oh, look at that, I remember that. I knit like 3 rows on it and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Well, 3 very long rows.
Yeah, 449 stitches each row.
What is that like?
And it's linen stitch, so like you're knitting one, slipping yarn in front for the next stitch, knitting one, so you're constantly like, it's like ribbing, but you're not purling the purl stitches. Yeah. And so yeah, like it takes a while, but
yeah, my vest is a lot of slip stitches.
Oh yeah.
And so when I ripped it out, like it took me a long time to rip all the way back.
I bet, yeah, because yeah, you're like, okay, do this color and then this color, and not get everything tangled, and yeah, like that would be a pain. Yeah. Another hat was the
Coffee Talk.
Thank you! Coffee Talk Toque. I'm so impressed by you. This was with square peg yarn in the Comfy and Cozy colorway. We both grabbed this yarn.
And I finished my hat.
And you finished your hat.
No idea where it is.
It's in your girl's bedroom.
It's probably my husband's truck. He was probably like, I'll wear this hat.
I love this. It's just super stretchy. I did the rise correctly. I did not decrease too soon, and I love this pattern. So so yes, I feel good about that. And then the sweater that I started, it is the Elton pullover by Joji Locatelli, and that was finished, completely blocked. And then I put it on and it's just a little short. Like I have enough yarn. So I ripped out, it was a sewn bind off and it was like 400 stitches. And so I just cut the bind off and then ripped back, and then I'm knitting it. I just want about maybe 4 inches longer. And then I'll have a hat that matches my sweater. So I really want to get that done soon. It will happen.
I always like go with the suggested size in the pattern, knowing that I need more.
Yeah, I did not get to where the pattern said to get to. I just was done knitting. And And I was like, I can block this. And it did block beautifully. But I would say it blocked a little more this way than this way. And I could have pulled it where it blocked more this way, but I think because of the boxy structure of this sweater, I did need the width as well. So I was like, well, I'll just rip it back and keep going. I wish it was just start a project and end a project, but it is not.
It's never.
This is another, I wish it was a start a project, end a project. This is so pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. I've knit this once and ripped it out because it was way too big, because I did the large size because it's a small, medium, large hat. And then this is the Alpine bloom hat. And so I ripped it out, did again with a smaller size. It's still, I'm not getting gauge. And this is not just a hat, this is a gauge swatch because I want to knit the sweater. And so I'm using the hat as a gauge swatch for the sweater. But I'm not getting gauge, and I do think that the fabric could be a little firmer. So it's not, I'm not always, I have to get gauge, because we can do the math. We can make it work. I could, my stitches are a little too big. And so I could knit a smaller size, get the sweater I want. But I wish the fabric was just a little more firm. So I'm going to rip this out again. I'm going to knit it a third time, and it's going to be perfect. And then I get to knit the sweater. But I really do. I mean, I think this will be a beautiful sweater.
It's so pretty.
It's so pretty. It's even better on camera. Like, it's just so graphic and just, oh, I love it. Anyway, I am using Yarnelia Marvel, the base Marvel, which is the sport weight base, and Rainbow Beach. Although every time I walk by the Rainbow Beach section, I see another one that I'm like, I kind of want to knit that color, and then maybe a black background. So who knows? But anyway, I'm gonna use the same exact yarn, so I don't have to swatch again. But yeah, like I do highly recommend this hat. It's super fun to knit. Just, you know, I'm usually one that has to either go up a size or up a needle to get gauge, and for some reason my stitches are bigger for the first time in my entire life, and so I need to work on that.
Whenever I knit my sweaters, I always use the same material, pretty much. So I'm like, I know my gauge, inside and out with the needles. But then, like, doing something new, because this is stranded. I have something stuck in my throat. Oh. I usually go up a needle size, but yeah, I'm surprised how big it is.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, my gauge is just too big. It's like, compared to her gauge, it's just too big, which is just, I'm not used to this. I'm usually like way too tight, and then I'm just like, it'll block out. But yeah, and this was after blocking too. My gauge was a bit tighter after knitting, but after blocking is what matters. So you know,
not if you don't wash it.
Yeah, if I never wash it, I'm good. But yeah, so anyway, it's, you know, it's a really fun knit. I have it almost memorized at this point. And yeah, I'd rather knit this hat 3 times and get the fabric that I'm looking for than knit a whole sweater that I'm not gonna wear, because like, it just isn't what I want it to be. Another project that needs to be blocked is, it's not a hat, but it looks kind of small. Once it's blocked, this is using Malabrigo Rios. The designer is all knit up, and I loved knitting this. Like, it's just, it was so, like, I don't know, potato chippy. Like, it's just very memorizable. But I know that Rios just relaxes a ton, and so I know this will block out much bigger, but it looks relatively small right now. This is what I'm used to, right? Is like my gauge being a little tighter than the norm. So yeah, I loved this project. It was easy peasy. You know,
a good project, right?
Definitely knit one. Like, yeah, like, definitely. The other thing I've been working on, I guess I have been knitting a lot.
I'm like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I've been, like, I think the way I do everything is work on a whole bunch of things in, like, circles, right?
Like rotations?
Yeah. And then, like, not finish anything for a very long time. And then all of a sudden, poof, everything's done. And I feel like a rock star, but I don't think about the last 3 months that I just didn't finish anything. So we're going to do a little preview of our PNW yarn crawl pattern, which the yarn crawl is May 2nd through 5th. This is a limited edition t-shirt, because when we release them for our merch line that you can purchase, we got rid of the date here, but I kind of like it because then I can be like, hey, come to our yarn crawl. The dates are, I feel like a walking billboard basically. But our theme this year is Into the Woods, and we are encouraging people to get out, enjoy the PNW parks, and so each yarn shop has adopted, not legally, a park. Our park that inspired us was Dash Point Park, which is not very far from the shop and where my family goes a lot during the summer. And that inspired our campfire, I keep changing the name, campfire cowl, that is knit on the bias and starts out with a very, very long I-cord. Our pattern this year also includes a video tutorial as well. So not only a written pattern, but a video tutorial. So you start over here with I-cord and then knit on the bias, and then you're asking yourself right now, what is that yarn and how can I get it? Well, this yarn is by Maribel of Rainier Roses, and she was awesome enough for me to throw some ideas at her, some inspiration picks. Some of the inspiration picks came like last week.
Yeah. That's okay.
You know, I saw something and I was like, ooh, I like this. But anyway, so we were very inspired by nature, the colors of the forest. You know, where the cool thing about Dash Point Park, if you haven't been, is there's, you know, a very treed component where you can go camp. You know, lots of these colors up there. And then if you walk down to the water, you have like all the blues of, yeah, when we go, it's blue sky. Today it might be gray. But you know, the blues of the water and the sky, and driftwood, and you know, the browns of driftwood and stuff. So kind of two cool palettes that are both inspired by our backyard. Yeah. And so then also at we'll have her as a trunk show the entire crawl, and we'll have other amazing goodies by you. And so yeah, but these are going to be limited edition just for the crawl, and it's a 6-skein mini set in DK, and it has nylon in it. Yes. I always forget that part, but the nice thing is, if you don't want to knit this, it's really cool for socks too. So because it has that nylon component in there, or hats, it would make a really good hat. I love how they play together. I love how they play together.
I am always so surprised by how my stuff looks.
Isn't it fun? Because I mean, it's beautiful right here, right? I mean, this is stunning to look at. But when you see them play together, it's really cool. And then I wanted like the way this on the bias comes together, I wanted then for you to be able to see the bright green and the light brown kind of play together. So you know, like that's why I chose this, you know, these colors. But you could do it in any way and it would change up the color scheme. You know, if you had maybe one of the darker browns at each end, then it would be a little more subtle here. But yeah, so, and then because it's modular, you can button it up any way you want. So you don't have to button it up totally. This is a great way of displaying this as well. You can button it up any way you like. And then this, when I did this way the other day, it came out like a little more of a Mobius kind of feel. So yeah, you can kind of do whatever you like. You know,
There's a little scarf-like.
A little more scarf-like. I guess I did it that way when I did it. So a little more scarf-like, and there's lots of different modular ways you can play with it because it's just buttons and buttonholes, and so you don't have to necessarily do it like a cowl. Also in the pattern, I'm putting different ways you can play with it. You could also get 2 sets and go longer and make it a double wrap, which might be kind of cool. And then if you go long enough, it really could be just a scarf. You could just do scarfy if it was longer. So yeah, it's just, you know, play with it, make it yours. But this will be our free pattern for our knit pattern. Our crochet pattern, I don't have the physical thing yet, but I do have a picture. So I'll send you a picture.
Okay.
But it is the cutest stack of marshmallows on a stick.
Right.
And it is designed by Dear Jackie Stitchery, and it is the cutest thing in the entire universe. Like, I love them. Like, she did such an amazing job.
I love Jackie. I love all her amigurumi stuff.
Yes.
They're just so cute.
And like, I think sometimes like the expressions she gives, like with just like how she will add a little bit of yarn to the top of the eye. She did that on the top marshmallow. So there's 3 marshmallows, and the top one is getting a little more burnt than his friends. And so like his expression is a little more sad than his friends. Like, it's just so cute, but very beginner friendly. If you have never amigurumied before, this would be a great pattern for you. And so we'll have kits for the knit one. We'll have the kits of her 6 skein mini set with buttons, and then for the crochet kits we'll have the yarn and including a little stick knitting needle, so you can stack your marshmallows on top of each other.
It's gonna be so fun and so cute.
It's gonna be so cute. So that's a little glimpse into the yarn crawl. Every single shop you get 2 free patterns, a knit pattern and a crochet pattern. I've gone over ours, but every shop will have different ones. And every day you're entered to win a $35 gift card at every stop that you go to. So let's say you go to 2 shops a day. That math doesn't work. Let's say you do 3 shops a day. We have 10 stops and 4 days. So do what you will with that. But you know, every time you go to the shop, you get entered to win that $35 gift card. We also, everybody who stops by gets put in to win this huge box of Juniper Moon Farms yarn, and it has a likey set of knitting needles that are pink. And so every shop has one of those boxes, so there's 10 chances to win one of those boxes. And what else? And then if you finish, there's a finishing prize, and all of those finishers are put into a drawing for $100 gift cards. So gift cards, gift cards, gift cards, gift cards,
Yarn.
big box of yarn, and free patterns. So yeah, like it's a party. If you haven't done a yarn crawl before, it's kind of like a pub crawl, or you know,
yeah,
you just go from shop to shop and it's a little party.
It's like my favorite time of year.
Me too.
I love working it.
Yeah, it's a party. It really is. Like, and the thing is, like, we do all the work behind the scenes, like up to it, right? Like she's dyeing her face off, and you know, like we're getting all this stuff ready, and so all the work is done by May 2nd, and we just get to enjoy. Like, it's just, it is the best. It's a 4-day party. Usually by Sunday I have no voice, and which my family appreciates. So yeah, and we do have new inventory that's rolling in, you know, right now, that I'm kind of holding back for the yarn crawl. So we'll also have some new stuff too, as well as our featured yarns. So one of the new ones I did put out, new yarns I put out recently, because it's a summer sock and I wanted everybody to be able to start working on it. This is a fun color striping. I know this answer, but it is 88% cotton, 12% nylon. And on the front there you can see it stripes up nicely, and I wanted to start one just to see, like, be able to show you in person. This is a toe up sock. I picked one of the lower contrast colors, but you could still see the contrast there. It's going to get into some fun oranges and like a denim color at some point. Not gonna lie, this is probably as long as this sock is gonna get right now. I am so good at like starting a sock and then putting it on display and being like, this is what it will look like. Have fun. And yeah, like I actually couldn't find my 9-inch circs, so these are 12-inch circs, and they are too long.
I can't do 9. I mean, I think I've talked about it before, but I use like this part of my hand.
Yes.
And
so you have to totally change
your fingers.
Yes. Yes. You knit like this, and as with everything new for me, I'm not a fan of anything the first time I try it. I just am not. Like, I'm just like, eh. But after a while, once I saw how fast I blew through a sock, then I'm like, okay. But you do have to
train your hands.
You have to train your hands in a different way. And yeah, if you've always kind of utilized, and sometimes we don't realize like how much of our hand we use. And so if you've been trained to kind of utilize the back of your hand to knit, this is, it's not as
well. I realized I knit with this part because I was always breaking and bending this part of my needle.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because you were cramming it down and you're like, what's going on here?
Like, why do they keep breaking? Right there.
Always the same place. So my last thing, I definitely have a lot. My daughter and I went to my yarn shop crush. Darn Knit Anyway in Stillwater, Minnesota, which Stillwater also, like, I loved it. It was just the cutest little town. It's all like bookshops, antique shops, and food and yarn.
Yeah. I think I have a friend, my husband's friend lives in Minnesota, so
okay.
I think
you should go visit.
Have to.
Like, I want to just go stay in Stillwater and just like go to the cute little coffee shop, go to the yarn shop all day. Like, I just, yeah, I want to live there. But anyway, cute, like the most adorable from the outside. Inside they have like a newer maker's lounge. Look at this. That they took over a restaurant that had been next door. And so it's just this huge space that you can just sit and craft. But while I was there, oh, I have airplane snacks in here. They came around and gave pretzels and I didn't want to eat them, but I was like, future Jen will appreciate pretzels in her knitting bag. But this is, oh, I have the pattern. Yes. It's the Versalite cowl, and they had a sample there in the shop, and I completely fell in love with it because like it has this, I referred to it as like honeycomb kind of.
Like the texture.
Yeah, it has a texture, and then you do like a ridge of,
Let's see if I can show this.
Yeah. You're always so good. You stand up.
I have lazy. The shortest arms.
I'm lazy. I'm like, this is as far as I go.
And everyone's like, I can't see it.
Sorry. So anyway, it is a free pattern, and it's on Darn Knit Anyway's website. But about halfway through, you do some purls, kind of like here, and then it folds over. So yes, it's this deep cowl, but also halfway through, it folds over to look like a two-sided cowl.
Right.
And so I just love the way it wore, like the stripes and just this honeycomb kind of feel, was just totally me. But this is something I have ripped out. I was all the way through the blue colors, so it goes yellow, orange, red, dark blue, light blue. And I was all the way through all the blue, and I just realized I had read something incorrect. Well, I was lazy. And I didn't want to read what I read. And I was like, I don't want to do that. And then
you go, oh, there was a reason why.
Yeah, it just looks better. It looks better. So like just the way she had it fade, it looks better the way she designed it. So I said, okay. And ripped it out. And then I'm doing it the correct way. And then the yarn that they're using is Universal Yarns Uni Merino, and it comes put up in 100 grams and 25 grams, I believe. Yeah, 25 grams. So it works really well for this cowl. And it's a yarn we don't carry in the shop, but this is convincing me that we might need it. But yeah, it was just super, it's a fun knit. It's easy peasy. It's great for airplane knitting. And yeah, that's gonna be my on-the-go project for a while.
I think you really love versatile, reversible stuff.
1000%. If I can, that is, you have pinned me down.
I was like, this kind of is like the muscle burrow.
Yes, exactly. This sounds about the same. Yes, if I can knit one thing and get two things out of it, like, I love versatility, and yeah, if you can, like, you know, knit a cowl that can also turn into blah 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 blah. I'm a transformer. A transformer. I just want to be a little truck that turns into.
You're just like a knitter in disguise.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's the name of this podcast. Anyway, yes, I'm a transformer, and I just want everything to have multiple purposes, and be able to wear a hat and then turn it inside out and wear it again, and nobody knows it's the same hat.
Yeah, and it depends on what outfit you're wearing, right?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Exactly.
And the outfit I'm wearing, actually, just thinking about it, I have had this sweater for 2 weeks, and I've worn it almost every single day for 2 weeks.
She just lives here now.
I have not gotten anything different.
Good job.
Yes,
it's our new branded merch.
These are new sweaters. They're so, like, the inside of them
is so soft. It's so soft and so cozy, but not too heavy. You know, like, I am such a stickler, I guess, for the quality of shirts and sweatshirts, and so yeah.
It's a men's, right?
It is like unisex. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
So I always steal my husband's sweaters because they feel like this.
Yes.
I haven't stolen any of his sweaters in like 2
I'd be
weeks.
like, thank you, Jen. Yeah. So we do have some new merch. Soon we'll have some new t-shirts hitting the floor, and if you want to get a what does that one say? I'd rather be wearing a handmade sweater shirt. So those are on our website, and they're 40% off. So we're clearing out some older merch to make way for some newer merch, and we have sweatshirts and t-shirts, and working on all sorts of
I'm
stuff.
excited for like counting down to the yarn crawl.
Me too. Me too. I cannot wait. We had our last yarn crawl meeting last night. That means no more meetings until the crawl, which means it's soon. If you don't follow us on social media, please follow us. It's PNW Yarn Crawl on Facebook, and the PNW Yarn Crawl on Instagram. There's a story there. We got ourselves locked out of our original. It happens.
Time to time.
Yeah.
My mom asks me all her passwords, and I'm like, I don't know your passwords, lady.
I barely know my own. It's bad. But anyway, thank you for joining us. I definitely had a lot of things I've been working on. But next time I want to show you, I want to be done with my Elton pullover. I want to be wearing that next time. And I think that's it.
Yeah. As always, no plans for me. I could just abandon these all of a sudden and start something new.
We'll see. I like peer pressure. You know, not that anybody's gonna hold me to it, but no, I would really love to be finished with that. And then next time we'll see you will be after the crawl probably, because it is just a month away, and so yeah, we'll probably be, you know, just before Mother's Day maybe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have exciting stuff for Mother's Day.
Yeah, well, and it's sold out.
Oh, well.
Yeah. We do have exciting stuff planned with all knit up designs, and yeah, but we're sold out of that. Classes have been selling out, events are selling out.
Check out the website.
Yeah, exactly, and join our newsletter, and that's the best way to find out about events and stuff going on here. And if she's vending any place, I will definitely list that too. So and then follow her on social media as well. And shout outs. All the commercials are over. All right. Thank you for joining us.
We'll see you next time.
Bye. What's our screenshot?
Let's do that one, and then I'll do
I feel like I should go like this and hold a transformer. Okay, I'll hold this.
No, that'd be hilarious. It's just in the background.
Transformers.
I could probably
More to meet the eye.
edit something.